What up, party people? It's your boy, Señor Gigio. I'm here chilling. Happy New Year if you're watching this. This is going to be the first vlog of the year, and a subject that I'm pretty stoked to talk about is the subject of ciphers and freestyling, and how relevant are they today? Are they gimmicks? So when we talk about ciphers, there's a lot of different aspects and examples of how that might manifest and what it might look like. As you can see, or maybe you don't know, but recently we just dropped a cipher track, which is intended to promote my upcoming show this Friday, the realest, coolest, dopest New Year rap show ever. Now, that's one example of a cipher, where it's a produced cipher, but there's a specific intention to it. Then you have the events that take place where people, put on ciphers as an event, a live event. And then how I came into ciphers initially, it goes back to my roots as an MC. And really, maybe I should change hats. See, I'm wearing my old dirty bastard hat. First, I wanted to wear this. Shout out the legend. I actually share a birthday with old dirty bastard. I'm gonna change hats just so you can understand my perspective. Cali. And even to be even more thorough, Northern Cali, Northern California hip hop. And that's how I came into ciphers. So I'm looking at the era of 2000, early 2000s, first ciphers that I would have been involved in would have looked like this. Being in the high school campus, somebody beatboxing, and then we all freestyle. That's one example. Another example of the type of cipher that was actually a lot more common in the beginning for me was hotboxing, smoking weed when it was illegal, and all of the stoners, we'd be vibing and we'd freestyle, we'd flow. We used to call it flowing. Of course, we call it freestyling too, but really it was like we flowing. And that same type of vibe, with the freestyle cipher could also manifest at house parties, at skate parks, at all types of random locations, on the street, anywhere, in front of a venue. Those were like the first initial ciphers that I would be involved in. And as a Northern Cali dude, as a young Northern Cali kid, I realize now, like, that I lived a very special, unique cultural experience that not a lot of people got to experience. And also, I would reckon in a big way that a lot of that has dissipated in terms of what's the norm here in Northern California and in the Bay in general. But one of the big emphases of the time when it came to freestyling and being in a cipher was flowing. And flowing is about being on beat. It's about the musicality. It's about the cadence of how you're coming on the beat. It wasn't so much about it wasn't as much about the punchline, or spitting the crazy lyrical miracle vocabulary type of shit. But that would become that you could utilize those things, but it was more about being able to be in the pocket and flow and be one with the beat and have a dope rhythm, have a dope cadence. And I feel like that's something that was very unique to the Bay Area and to Northern Cali rap styles. And to give you an example of like, you know, the type of cadences that we'd be influenced by, like if you look at a lot of the 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 gangster rap, the hyphy rap, the mob music of the time, 90s into 2000s. If you remove like the subject matter and the content of what they're talking about, which can be pretty gangsta, can be pretty violent or whatever, you know, criminal activity, all that kind of stuff. But if you listen intently on just how they were approaching the beat, it was very musical how they came to it, and that would be a distinction of like, oh, that's a Bay Area rapper right there, or that's a Northern Cali rapper, was somebody who was getting on the beat, and the flow might be something like, you know what I'm saying, just like chopping it up, you know. Just different kinds of cadences that were more funky, G funk, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of approach was important to be musical. But then also, like, excuse me, also my crew and the cats who I ran with, Associated Fresh, we were very well versed in hip hop, period. So we knew our hip hop, we knew our underground hip hop, we knew our hip hop like history. So, you know, we were up on all the things that, you know what I'm saying, like were important and essential to being a real hip hop head, you know what I mean? So we knew the back, people like to call it backpack rap. I don't necessarily relate to it like that, but people like to call it backpack rap. We knew all that. We knew all the classics. We knew all the East Coast stuff and just everything, you know what I'm saying? So we're also informed by that kind of style as well, which I think kind of like it made us even more formidable. And so, you know, over time, like running with these dudes, I became look, I was a badass freestyle. I still am. I can freestyle like shit. I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm off the hook with it. And me and my boy Fluent and Drendo and Jamar, all of us, but specifically me and Fluent, we'll freestyle for hours and there was never a dull moment in it. There was no weak spots. And you know, but that was just more like a part of our communication with each other. It wasn't so much like intended to be the main spectacle. That's just how we related to each other as MCs. So, you know, and we could take that with us, and we would take it with us to different, just anywhere, you know what I'm saying? Wherever we were, it was hip hop. We're there, we rap, that's what we do. That's how we communicate with each other. And if there's any MCs in the place who are like wanting to cipher with us, then we vibe. And also sometimes, you know, we shut shit down too, and we kind of like we check the shit that's whack. If you can't flow, we don't want to hear you. In fact, though, the kind of nature really of people generally at the time was like, if you didn't flow, nobody wanted to hear you. Not just people who rap, but like nobody wanted to hear you, and would be quick to tell you like, you can't flow, you don't know how to ride the beat, we don't want to hear you. So that was present in the culture as well. So I got my bars up like that in a big way, you know, in being a fully versed MC, and being able to be the full musical package of an MC. Again, it was never meant to be the main spectacle. So, you know, my picture for myself and being able to be an MC is to make songs, have a whole catalog of music, songs, albums, full albums, and to be able to perform those songs that I wrote. But I guess that the freestyle element for me what that would more or less do was just keep me fluid and spontaneous and kind of just like in backup moments. It wasn't meant to be the main moment. It's just like, oh, okay, something's glitching. I can freestyle right here to keep the energy flowing. That's what it is. It's just about keeping the energy flowing, more or less. So fast forward, 2013, there was in the years, there was this really dope event that took place, a weekly event that took place in San Francisco at the Boom Boom Room in the Fillmore district, called Return of the Cypher. This weekly event that took place on Sunday would be pretty pivotal in like the landscape of underground Bay Area hip hop culture at the time. And super impactful. I mean, like, I would compare it to whatever it was that happened. It's like one of those lightning in a bottle type of moments. That, you know, maybe you could compare it to like Project Blowed, The Good Life kind of thing. I wouldn't say that it was like as, you know what I'm saying, because because that lineage really produced some of the greatest. But in terms of just like culturally though, it still was up there and it was super duper dope. Like and a lot came out from that. So Return of the Cypher went down like the peak years, as I would look at it, would be from 2013 to about 2016, and then in my opinion, it started to like dwindle down energetically in terms of just being fresh, and I kind of stopped going. But you know, it was a dope event, and it was produced really well. But there was different parts to how the event worked. So on one level, you did have the cypher level. There would be a live band playing, and MCs will get up in a line, and everybody would get their time to bust, you know what I'm saying, to spit their flow. And then there would also be like the DJ Kevy Kev, shout out DJ Kevy Kev. He would he would have a little DJ set where he would kind of like, you know, play music, make the people dance. And then also there would be a segment of the night where they would have a main act, like a headlining act. So there were those different parts to it, and that's what made it interesting. And then of course a lot of dope people would come to it. A lot of people came to this event, and this event also was really just like landmark for me in terms of how I started to build myself up even more, because mind you, I already had a reputation, and I was already, you know, like pretty solid in the Bay, but this allowed me to get way more stripes. And the thing that was cool about this event was, in a way, there was kind of a how would you say, there was kind of like a, I don't know, there kind of was like a pay dues, you know, like initiation process to it. It wasn't something that was like just put out there completely, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was spelt out matter of factly that way. But you know, it tended to go that if you showed up and you stood out, and you wrecked shit, and you represented, that you would be rewarded for that with, you know, different cool opportunities. And depending on who you are, if you're cool and smart like me, then you made the best of those opportunities and you built on them. So and also, mind you, the Boom Boom Room was a poppin' spot, super poppin', and on Sunday nights it would be cracking. There would be hella people there, so you would be able to entertain a full crowd of people. It was a lot of fun for real. So you know, you get your stripes being able to rock as an MC in front of a live band, which that, you know what I'm saying, like that builds you up. Through that, I became one of the regular hosts. And I was a great host. I fucking was a great host. I still am, but you know, I host the shit out of that night. And anytime I did, you know what I'm saying, like it was entertaining. It was always an A1 night for real. Um, but then also the opportunity to headline and perform your own sets. So I rocked that event and performed um, my own sets many times, and that to me was the goal. That's the cake. That's what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? The freestyling is like, yeah, what I can freestyle. That's what you guys want. Cool, let's do this shit because I do that shit all the time. It's not, you know, that part is not hard. So this is where I'm getting into next. Freestyling. Um, People make it out to be harder than it is. Uh, it's music. It's a form of musical expression. It's like the equivalent of farting. It's the equivalent of it's masturbation versus actual intercourse. That's what that is. And so yeah, it's like, what? That's what you guys want? You guys want me to fucking freestyle? Cool, I'll fucking freestyle. That's whatever. No big deal. That's just hella easy to me, and to people who come to MCs who came from kind of like my school of thought. That shit's hella basic. It's not that impressive. You feel me? Like, it's fun and it's dope, but like when you're of that school of thought and that lineage, it's really not that big of a deal. It's just something that you do for fun. It's more like, I'll fucking freestyle. What's hard is writing your songs, coming up with a concept, thinking of something extraordinary to be able to communicate, and then being able to find rhymes that fit with that concept, and then make it catchy and cool, and then lay it down, record it, and get it mixed, make sure it sounds quality, get it mastered, and then press it up, and then get it to the people, and then be able to memorize the shit and perform it, in a way that the song is still the song and you made the song come to life on stage. That is what's impressive, and that is what's hard. That's the hard stuff. The freestyling is whatever. It really is. Over the years, I have felt like I mean, and it's been argued a lot actually too, like in a lot of like commercial bigger artists have like kind of spoken on the fact of like what a gimmick the freestyle has become. I mean, I remember Big Boy from Outkast kind of saying that too, like, nah, I'm not gonna freestyle. He kind of said basically like he doesn't freestyle on camera or whatever, or because people play it out, and whenever people go to do quote unquote freestyle, they spit a written, and he's like, that's not a freestyle. So that's one school of thought of the freestyle, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, oh, it has to be off the top of the head. That's my school of thought with it as well too. But I also acknowledge that, you know, the spontaneous aspect of people being able to say, well, I had a verse on hand and I spit that, and I can respect that too in a sense. But there's still something to say about being able to freestyle off the top of the dome, not with subjects being fed to you about what to talk about and what to think about and what to spit, but to sit there and come up with shit with your own brain in the moment, and then to feel the music, because you feel the music in your body, and you spit a flow, and it's beautiful and it's poetic to listen to, and it makes everybody in the room go, that shit was tight. Keep flowing, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So that's my school of thought with it. But over time, I have felt like a lot of rappers have made a gimmick out of it. Now, there's some people who I think are hella exceptional, are beyond exceptional at being able to freestyle off the top of the dome, and all kudos and flowers to them. And I encourage. I still think I think it's an important part of the art. I think it's an important part of the art of emceeing, and it can be a beautiful thing to explore. Um, but in terms of me, and what I want to do, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's played out, and I feel like that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants you to kick a freestyle. Everybody wants you to kick a freestyle. Everybody wants you to come out and freestyle. Everybody wants you to come out and jam. And it's like, no, you don't get a freestyle from me. You can hit me up. You can book me to come perform, and I'll perform my material. The other part, I mean, I guess going back to it being, kind of gimmicky, or I've seen people make a gimmick of it. Again, I think that I guess I kind of said it. I mean, I guess I pretty much said it with that's like the main gimmick that people use, is like, give me a word, and then they're gonna wrap the word with another word that rhymes. And then we go back, we're like, oh, wow, that was fucking sick. I gave him a word, and whoever it is, they rhymed it. How is that tight or fresh if you told them what to rap? Is that tight because you can't rap, so you want to rap through somebody else, somebody else's mouth? Maybe that's what it is. Again, there's some people who are really good at doing that, and they make it super. I mean, like, some people got that shit down to a science, and it is their art, and it's sick to see when they execute it. It's very impressive when the people who are exceptional at doing it execute that shit. But all in all, like, when you really think about it, how sick is it for someone to be told what to rap about in the spur of the moment, to be given words, to be given subjects, and then and then go, oh shit. No, what's sick is when somebody's spontaneous and reads the room and then comes up with something new that sparks something in the moment. That used to be like my approach to freestyling. And again, like, I see myself as a pretty badass, formidable freestyler. I don't think I'm the best, nowhere near it, and really it's about the vibe. But when I've been in the pocket, and at times I've been like at fucking soaring up there with the gods, more often than not, the other key thing in that was being able to read the room, being able to interact with the energies around me, and to say something exciting, to be able to break the ice. You know what I'm saying? And that to me is more exciting than being told what to rap about, because nobody knew it. No, you were unpredictable. You said, I came through. I created a new subject. I came through. I decided that I looked at the energy. Sometimes I might have come into it like this, like, okay, this freestyle cipher that's going on right here, it's too serious. So I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna say something hella funny, and it loosens people up, and then that shifts the vibe. That's like the beauty of how I would use freestyling, is being able to actually be spontaneous and shift the vibe, say something brand new, say something that people didn't expect, actually read the room, read the cipher, and bring something new to it. You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps it fresh. Staying fresh. So now back to the subject of ciphers. So I'm almost 2 decades deep as an MC, as a real motherfucking MC who has traveled, who has been around the country, who's been to other countries. I've collaborated with people across the country. I've collaborated with people in other countries. I've released music consistently. I've made waves. I have made waves locally, nationally, and internationally, and I'm still doing shit. I'm still doing shit, and it's from the culture. It's from the culture. You feel me? I'm a hip hop culturalist. So what you don't know about me is through the grassroots. But if you dig a little bit and do some research, you'll figure out some things. And also through this vlog, I want to share more about what brings me here today, and what I do, and who I am. But again, I've always wanted to be seen as a recording artist, a performing artist, a real musician, a real artist. And that's what excites me as an MC, of why I would want to pursue this life as an artist and as an MC, especially now. I'm an OG. I'm a dad. I'm a married man. And I'm looking, like, basically I'm looking right now at, I completed half of my life in a big way. So now I'm looking at what's the next 20 years of doing hip hop or pursuing music gonna be like, and what do I want out of it? So ciphers and live jams, in my opinion, are played out overall. I think that the cipher is meant to be the side dish of what would want to bring me out to a night, and not just as an MC, as a performer, but also as a patron. Like, as a patron, if I'm being advertised to, and I'm a well-versed patron too, because I'm not just I'm a music lover, so I love music. So as a music lover and a patron, am I excited to come out and see something thrown together and see people who don't rehearse get on stage, and see people who don't actually pursue their craft get on the mic and have a beer in their hand and just fucking let loose for this one night, and pay for that experience. Even if it's a free show, it still costs money to leave the house. It still costs me money to leave the house and drive. You know what I'm saying? To take time away from my art and from my family and from doing things that are productive. So no, that doesn't even interest me as a patron. I think that the cipher and the freestyle for me are meant to complement the art. And I don't like to look to it as the main spectacle, unless of course it is the rare and few people who are able to execute it at such a level that can be all they do. And there's only a few MCs who I think are that interesting enough to just be like, well, I just want to fucking watch you freestyle. I don't want to see what else you do. I just want that. There's only a few people who are able to do that. I like my shit cooked, all the way cooked. I want the concept presented and fully, expanded upon. All right. I want the shit fully cooked. I want the real deal. And that's what I bring to the table. I'm not, I didn't make, I mean, as Señor Gigio, I have put out about a dozen. I don't even know how much, like probably close to like 200 songs. That's like a dozen projects, a dozen plus projects. That's just as Señor Gigio. Before that, as Gigio and with my collective Associated Fresh, I was already releasing hella music and making an impact, on the underground, grassroots. I was already doing that. And I'm not even going to get into life before graduating high school, because I was like, without knowing that that's what I was doing, I was doing shit big back then too. Okay, so yeah, so now what interests me is to be able to come out and do my songs and show y'all that I'm a real motherfucking artist, and that I'm a real MC, and that I'm a real blues man. You know what a blues man is? A blues man is somebody who got stories to tell from their life. I got real stories to tell, and real shit to share from my experiences. I don't got a fucking freestyle to like a stupid ass freestyle to give you. I got fucking material, baby. So also, on that note, I would like to, anybody peeping this, I want to put it out there too, that I feel like that the art of the album, generally speaking, is kind of like a dying art form more and more. Maybe through it's the digital age, the streaming age. Everybody's listening to music on these streaming apps. I get it. It's even affected me in how I like typically like to digest music. But I want to put out there that there's a lot of rappers, there's a lot of MCs, and a lot of people, wanting to do this and pursue, this life, um, uh, in underground hip hop and indie music and art. And uh, I think that the you're missing out on learning about yourself and about your process, creatively, if you're not making albums. If you're not making albums, you're missing out. That's how we get better. That's how we grow, and that's how we get. That's just the mission. I don't see enough people making albums. I see more people just like producing little bits of content and little songs here and there, and then gimmicks and stuff. Um, and it's not all bad, but I just feel like there's a great amount of potential that needs to be extracted. People should push themselves a little harder, because the result can be very beautiful and very empowering and very satisfying. So more albums, and yeah. Well, this is my vlog on the subject of freestyling and ciphering, and more vlogs to come in the future. If you made it this far, God bless you. One love, peace.